Buckle up because today's story is going to be a wild ride you won't want to miss. It's seriously chilling and totally thrilling at the same time, right? You're in for a treat. This spooky story is packed with thrills and chills that will keep you hooked. This is the story of a powerful black female vampire who had her mastermind body and soul wrapped around her finger. Imagine this. It's the early 1900s and the air is buzzing with excitement. We're diving into the vibrant, soulful vibes of a New Orleans plantation called Gaia. Picture this. Music fills the air and rich history just comes alive in the most sad way. It's like stepping into a living story, where every note and every corner has a tale to tell. You can almost feel the rhythm of the past, right? It's truly an experience you won't want to miss. Meet Larissa S. She's not just any vampire, she's a gorgeous black vampire with this mesmerizing vibe that totally draws you in. Seriously, her past is shrouded in mystery, making her all the more intriguing. You'll want to know her story. Imagine her dazzling everyone with her sharp wit, while also facing the challenges of being a vampire in a colonial world. You won't believe the crazy adventures she's been on, like that time she outsmarted a group of vampire hunters, or when she made a pact with a mischievous spirit. Larissa is not just your average vampire. She's a whirlwind of energy and excitement that you'll absolutely love to follow. Once upon a time, there was this super rich plantation owner named Sterling, living the high life, you know? He owned this massive plantation in New Orleans called Gaia. It was a real showstopper with sprawling fields and grand old trees. Can you believe it? On this plantation, he grew all sorts of crops, from sweet corn to fluffy cotton and everything in between. It was honestly like a little ecosystem buzzing with sad energy. You could just feel the vibe all around. He had an awesome crew of workers all pitching in, working together like a well-oiled machine. Seriously, they made everything flow so smoothly it was impressive. Each worker brought something unique to the table. Some were amazing at planting, while others excelled in harvesting. It was a real team effort, and they all relied on each other to keep things thriving. You could really feel the energy and camaraderie among them, right? There were folks from all walks of life, each bringing their own unique vibe and story. Some white, some Asian, some Hispanic, and some black. It's like a tapestry of humanity, and honestly, it's sad to witness. One day, a new worker came to the plantation. Her name was Larissa S., and she was an absolutely stunning black woman. Even though the plantation owner's wife was also black, she still had this deep-seated hatred for her. One sunny day, the plantation owner's wife was craving some sweet sugarcane juice. As she spun around, the plantation owner's wife accidentally splashed juice all over her dress. What a mess. When Larissa turned around, their eyes locked, and they both shot each other a fierce glare. The plantation owner's wife was terrified. Tears streamed down her face as she insisted it was just an accident. From that day on, things got really awkward between them, you know? It felt like oil and water. And honestly, they just couldn't stand each other. Pure dislike, for sure. The plantation owner's wife quickly figured out that going toe-to-toe with Larissa wasn't going to work out for her. She figured she could outsmart Larissa and really turn the tables in her favor. Sounds like a plan, right? One day she asked Larissa to come over and see something funny. When she arrived, she saw some of the other workers hanging from trees. One night, they had been working late, and you know how it goes. The plantation owner was absolutely furious, his face red as a tomato, and you could really feel the tension in the air. It was thick enough to cut with a knife. Everyone was on edge, just waiting for the next explosion. He had tied them up and left them to die. Larissa felt her heart sink a little, like a rock, at the sight of something truly heartbreaking, you know? This really ticked Larissa off, and she was absolutely determined to get back at her no matter what. I mean, she was really fuming. She swore she'd find a way to make her pay for what she did. You know how it goes, right? Now, this plantation had many workers of different races, but today we're only focusing on the vampires who lived there. You see, there are many types of vampires. Some are Chinese, some are Irish, some are black, and some are white. But for the most part, they all get along except for one day, when a black female named Larissa S. gets word that her fellow co-workers are being mistreated by their master. You see, their master was a cruel and unusual man who liked to whip his workers for fun. And one day he went a little too far and actually hurt one of her best friends. This enraged Larissa, because no one has ever disrespected her or her friends before. And she wanted revenge, but she wanted it in a special way. You see, Larissa was a STEM vampire, meaning that she can turn any human into a vampire and her prodigy, and she had plans to turn her master into her vampire lover. But first, she had to get close to him so she can bite him without him knowing. So she started to work extra hard around the plantation, hoping that her master would notice her hard work and maybe even give her a reward. And it worked. Her master was so impressed with her work that he gave her a special task, which was to come over to his house and cook him dinner. And while he was eating dinner, she finally made her move. She went back to her shack and took out a wooden stake. She sharpened it and made sure it was strong. Then she went back to the plantation owner's house. She let herself in and waited for her to come home. When they arrived, Larissa jumped out and held the stake to Sterling's throat. The plantation owners screamed, but Larissa didn't care. She pushed the stake in and drank his blood. From that day on, the plantation owners became her vampire lover, and she never had to work another day in her life. She bit her master on the neck and turned him into a vampire. Then she turned his whole family into vampires as well. After that, Larissa had complete control of the whole plantation secretly. She turned her fellow workers into her vampire lovers, and together they became this unstoppable crew, ready to tackle anything that popped up. They totally took charge of the plantation, ruling it with a fierce grip that no one could challenge. Larissa has completely taken charge of the Gaia plantation, and I'm telling you, things are about to get really exciting. With her leading the way, get ready for a whirlwind of exciting changes and fun adventures. Seriously, you're going to want to buckle up, because this is going to be one wild ride full of surprises and laughter. If you're digging stories like this, I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts. Seriously, don't hold back, sure thing. I'd love to hear what you think, so drop your comments below, okay? I'm super excited to catch up with all of you next time. Let's chat soon.